Machu Picchu was discovered in 1911 by Hiram Bingham III, a professor at Yale University. The ruins were in very good condition because they were never visited by the Spanish conquistadors. The ruins were built by Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui, the ninth ruler of the Inca, in the mid-1400s. Machu Picchu was built to be a royal estate and would have been used by the emperor and his family as a temporary estate. When the Spanish appeared in South America in the 1600s, plagues afflicted the Inca, along with military campaigns waged by conquistadors. In 1572, the last Incan capital fell, and the line of rulers came to an end. Machu Picchu was abandoned and fell into ruin. Today, the site is on the United Nations list of World Heritage Sites. Portugal is Europe's oldest nation-state. It is believed that the Lusitanians were the first inhabitants of Portugal. The country was then taken over by the Roman Empire. In 140 BC, toward the end of the Roman Empire, the Visigoths had invaded the entire Iberian Peninsula. Eventually, Portugal took its independence and established a monarchy. Portugal was birthplace to many innovators such as Prince Henry the Navigator, who greatly expanded the country's territory. He did this by establishing a school for the study of the arts of navigation, map-making, and shipbuilding. Sailors began to better guide their ships and come up with new ship designs. The city of Rome was founded in 753 BC. Legend has it that the twin sons of Mars, the god of war, named Romulus and Remus, founded the city. Romulus then killed Remus and became the sole ruler of Rome and named the city after himself. Rome was ruled by kings for the next 240 years until it became a republic in 509 BC. This republic was now governed by an elected group of officials called senators. Rome had also established a constitution with a set of laws. However, this republican government was destroyed when Julius Caesar became the first dictator of Rome in 45 BC. In an effort to return to the former form of government, Caesar was assassinated on the Ides of March in 44 BC by Marcus Brutus. However, this only served to push Rome into a civil war. In 27 BC, the Roman Empire officially began when Caesar Augustus became the first Roman emperor. In 64 AD, disaster struck as much of Rome burnt down. Legend has it that the Emperor Nero watched the city burn while playing the lyre. However, Rome still persevered and constructed one of the greatest examples of Roman engineering, the Colosseum, that could hold 50,000 spectators during an event. The first major civilization of Greece began on the island of Crete in 3000 BC. Its people, known as Minoans, lived peacefully in big cities, traded with other countries, and developed Europe's first system of writing. In 431 BC, the Peloponnesian War broke out and brought famine and destruction among the Greek city-states. Athens eventually lost the war to the Spartans. And weakened by the war, the Greek city-states were eventually conquered by King Philip of Macedonia in 338 BC. In 1453, Greece was invaded and became part of the Ottoman Empire. However, in 1832, it finally regained its independence with the help of other European countries. The Greek culture has had a major influence on early civilization as well as modern civilization. In an effort to build friendships among countries, the first modern Olympic Games were held in Greece in 1896. 360, about 30 years after Byzantium had become the capital of the Roman Empire, Constantius II constructed a basilican church. This church burnt down in 404 and was rebuilt by Theodosius II in 415, only to be again destroyed by fire in 532. Emperor Justinian then decided to construct the Hagia Sophia, which was designed by his imperial architects. With the Turkish conquest of Constantinople in 1453, the Hagia Sophia became a mosque and was renamed the Hagia Sophia Camii. Over the years, most of the Christian symbols have been removed or covered. The interior has been remodeled to that of a traditional Muslim place of worship. Many people travel to current-day Istanbul to visit the mosque because of its beautiful architecture and rich history. The ancient city of Petra was carved from the sandstone cliffs of southern Jordan and was inhabited by the Nabateans. The city contains temples, tombs, houses, and aqueducts. It stood at the crossroads of the ancient Near East and became a large trading center. At its peak, the city of Petra was home to some 20,000 Nabateans who constructed many technologically advanced structures, such as an elaborate system of waterways to provide their city with water, while located in the middle of the desert. In 2500 BC, the Indus Valley civilization developed around the valley of the Indus River, located in modern-day Pakistan. About 1,000 years later, the Aryan people invaded India from the north. It is believed that they created the caste system in an effort to remain in power. In 1526 was the start of the Mughal Empire, which unified all of India for the first time. In 1666, one of the rulers, Shah Jahan, constructed the Taj Mahal in memory of his late wife. The Mughal Empire was eventually overthrown by the British in 1858. Tired of being oppressed by the British, the people started to protest and finally gained their independence in 1947. Unfortunately, conflict arose between the Hindus and the Muslims, which caused the country to split into two, India and Pakistan. In the 12th century, King Suryavarman II built Angkor as a temple to the Hindu god Vishnu. However, the temple was never finished. In the late 13th century, Cambodia began to convert from the Hindu faith to Buddhism, and the temple was converted for Buddhist use. Unlike the Hagia Sophia, evidence of the previous religion still remains visible. Even after the Angkor kingdom collapsed, the temple was never completely abandoned, although many buildings in the old capital were. The Hindu temple ruin of Angkor Wat is the largest single religious building in the world and is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Polynesians settled in Hawaii around 1,500 years ago after crossing miles of the Pacific Ocean in canoes. Hawaii was pretty much isolated from the Europeans until 1778, when Captain James Cook came across them and named them for the Earl of Sandwich. The different tribes continued to fight among each other for dominance until 1810, when King Kamehameha united all of the islands under his rule and renamed it Hawaii. More people began to migrate to the islands, which caused a lot of problems for the natives. Their foreign germs and diseases killed many natives, and the Europeans tried to civilize the people under the pretense of the white man's burden. Its location as a halfway point in the Pacific Ocean made the island very valuable, and it became industrialized quickly. In an effort to conserve the Hawaiian culture, Queen Liliuokalani decided to pass a bill that got rid of a lot of foreign influence. However, a majority of the Queen's advisors were American or European, and not wanting to lose their land or power, went to the United States, who then overthrew the Hawaiian monarchy and established a provisional government. There was little bloodshed in the transition, and the Queen went into hiding. However, in 1895, Hawaiian royalists banded together to restore power, which resulted in the Queen's arrest. She was forced to relinquish all power and was publicly tried before a military tribunal in her former throne room in Iolani Palace. Through the efforts of many influential plantation owners, Sanford Dole especially, that no longer wanted to pay export taxes, Hawaii was annexed into the United States on August 21, 1959. Years later, in 1993, President Clinton signed a congressional resolution